If you guys want to see how I achieve this makeup look and covering up all my acne, scars, and blemishes, just keep watching! So as you guys can see, before we get started on the video, I do currently have a lot of scarring. I had a sty on my eye right here. It did end up popping earlier in the week. And I don't have any active acne, but like I said, there's scarring. So I'm going to show you guys how I cover that up, as well as if I were to have any active acne. So right here, I'm just showing you guys some of my acne and scarring up close and personal. Some of these products are a little high-end, but they do the job, and in my opinion, it's worth the extra money, especially if they're going to cover up what I need them to cover up. Alright, so the first thing that I do always is prime my face, even before I put on a layer of concealer. So the primer I'm going to be using is Fenty by Rihanna. I'm just going to be using my fingers, and I'm going to be putting it on my face. I do have oily skin, so I might use a little more than some other people. So then I'm just going to be blending that in. This is an amazing primer. You do need to work fast, in my opinion, because it does make anything that you put on it stick in its place. I mean, that is the job of a primer. So then after I do this, I'm going to put on a layer of spot concealer before my foundation, and then if needed, I will go back in again and re-conceal before I finish with the powder. So some of the concealers that I use in general, I'm going to show you guys. I don't use them every time, and I won't be using all of them now, but I figure I'd show you a variety of products. So the first one is by IT Cosmetics. It is IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Red Eye, which looks like this. Here it is up close. Oops. And they just recently came out with various colors. This one is in Transforming Porcelain Beige. The next product that I like is Dermablend's Professional Cover Cream, and the color I use is in Warm Ivory. Another concealing product that I like to use is by Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's her concealer, and I am in 0.5. And I mainly use this for under my eyes, but you could use it as a spot treatment as well. And it just looks like this. The next product that I'm going to show you guys is also by Fenty by Rihanna, and it is her Matte Stick Foundation Tint, and I'm in the color Bamboo. And then the last and final product, which is my holy grail, and it is expensive, it's the Kevyn Aucoin Sensational Skin Enhancer, and I'm in SX02. It's just in a pot like this. So those are my main products, some of my holy grails, ones that I just rotate through depending on how my face is and how much coverage I need. So now that I've primed, we're going to start the spot treatment. I'm going to start by using the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Red Eye. I'm just going to get a little bit on my finger. And I'm going to put this anywhere that I have redness. So some of the areas that I might get redness, excluding the acne, would be around my nose, on my chin, and under my eyes, as you can see. So I'm just going to put it around my nose, and then anywhere, obviously, that I have redness. And then you don't have to be perfect. And then I'm just going to blend it in with my ring finger. We don't want any pulling. I think we have a friend. Hey, Kate. Are you coming to visit? We do have a friend. She's coming to say hi and lick all my makeup off. Say hi, YouTube. Aw, what do you want, honey? She just needs some loving. You want to get beautiful? Do you need to have some makeup on? Say hi, guys! You think someone's here? your ring finger and try and pat it and blend it in. This doesn't have to be perfect because it's under your foundation, but you obviously want to blend some of it in. I don't know if you guys can tell, like it's clearly not blended. Look at the difference in just that. I could put my foundation on, but I know how bad my face is, so I'm going to take it a step further, and I'm going to spot conceal one more time. And as you guys can see, I have sensitive skin. This is just from me holding Lacey. So clearly, these products do cover and work. The next product that I am going to be using is the Canon, the Sensational Skin Enhancer. And this is what the inside of it looks like. And a little bit goes a long way. This product I have had for years and I've barely put a dent in it. So I am going to be also concealing under my eyes a little bit. And then I'm going to just spot treat anywhere that I feel like isn't fully concealed. This will cover up anything. Like, I'm pretty sure I could put a permanent marker on my face and it's gonna cover it up. Again, this is just the same as the Bye Bye Redness. I'm just spot treating and lightly blending it in. And not really caring if it's fully blended or not. Because we'll get there. In case you're wondering, yes, this is a sty. I went to the doctor and learned it is an external sty. I wasn't sure if it was a cyst or what. It really did look like a sty, but I've only had sties like on the inner corner of my eye, but they have external sties, and I got one. And then I had a face mask pull it out with all this other gunk, so that's why I look like this, but I would rather have it on my face than in my face. Okay, so next is foundation, but before I do that, I typically put on a chapstick. I'm using the Smith's Rosebud Salve, which just looks like this. I'm gonna put a little bit on my lips because they're chapped. And I can't take it anymore. And then the next thing, if I'm in a hurry or depending on my skin tone as well, instead of the Canon, I will use the Dermablend to conceal on top of the Bye Bye Redness. The redness just gets rid of discoloration. I feel like one of these two concealers is needed to fully conceal. So next I'm going to be doing the foundation. I am using the Fenty Beauty foundation. It's the Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear foundation, and I am in color 7G01. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm in color 150. So the foundation just looks like this. And then again, I'm just using my fingers. You could be using a foundation brush, but when I do this, I'm typically in a hurry and don't have time for that. If I were to use a brush, I would use something like the Sephora Pro foundation brush. Yes, it's dirty. So this is where, like I said, you kind of need to go a little bit fast because since Lacey came to visit, my primer has definitely set a little bit longer than it typically would. So anything that I'm putting on it is sticking. I'm sure you can tell, like when I put the Canon in, I could tell I was having a harder time blending. So we're just going to blend as fast as you can in sections, but making sure we blend it all in. So I typically start with the foundation or the center of my face and work my foundation, my forehead, or the center of my face, and I work my way out. And so this is just how I do it, and I make sure I blend it in the hairline really well. And I go down my nose and then down my chin and work my way out. Please excuse my stuffy nose. I work with kids, and I feel like I'm constantly battling being healthy and being sick. And then with this one, I really have to make sure I get in my creases, like around my nose, because if you don't, it won't even get in there, or it'll just start settling. But this foundation doesn't really settle for me. It's just if in this stage I'm not getting it blended very well, it will settle. So then I typically need a little bit more on the bottom part of my face, just like on the bottoms of my cheeks. I can always add more. You're not really going to be able to take it off if you put too much on, so, but blend down my chin and around my ears. And adding a little bit more to this side. Whoops, I just squirted some on my shirt. Oh no. Oh well, you guys can't see it. It did have a little bit come off on this spot. That is okay. This part obviously we're rubbing and not patting. And so then after that, I'm gonna go in and re-conceal anything that's come up, as well as concealing my under eyes. So I'm going to go back in and put a little bit more over the sty. This up here needs a little bit more, and my chin around my lips need a little bit more, and that one. So I'm going to be going in with the Derma Blend as well as the Canon, and you can like mix them together. I just do it on my finger. So I got a little bit of the Derma Blend on my finger, and then I'm going to dip a little bit of the Canon on top of it, so as you can see. And then I'm going to go in and conceal anything that needs it, and then go in my under eyes. So because this is part of my under eye, I'm just going to do it anyways. So I'm just using the Canon to conceal my under eye. I either use this one or I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer to conceal my under eye. But we're gonna keep it simple and use less products. And so we're just dabbing, trying not to rub, and using my ring finger. I know it can be hard. And then because I have discoloration on my eyelid, I will, if I have time, conceal up here before I do my eyes and prime them. I don't know if you guys can tell a difference in this eye versus that eye. And then I'm going to, just so I remember, we're going to do the under eye and conceal under here, and then finish spot treating. All the way out to my cheeks, or I try if I remember. And then I just make sure there's no creases after that. And so then to go back in, oh, this side needs more. I'm just dabbing or patting, not rubbing, especially not under the eye. You don't want to move what you've already put in place. And so then, I'm not going to get rid of it. It has texture, it has a bump, so it's inevitable that you're going to see it, but I'm just going to try and get rid of as much redness as I can. So then I am going in with the Derma Blend cover cream, and I'm going to go in and just pat any of the other stuff that just needs an extra layer of coverage. And the key is, like I said, just to make sure you blend it out. If you feel like something's not matching, you can mix the concealer with the foundation on the back of your hand and blend it in that way. But only because this is my area, it's okay to bring it out and conceal around. You don't want it to stick out. And then I'm going to go down on my chin and conceal down here. And then this scar over here. Put a little bit under my nose and my upper lip. And then I think that's it for that part. So this is my whole face concealed. The next part is just setting with a setting powder, and then going in with like blush, like under eye highlighter, and then a bronzer or a contour. So in order to set, I do one of two products. I like the Mally Beauty Evercolor Poreless Face Defender, and it just looks like this. And then when you open it, I have hit pan. It just looks like this, as you can see. I ordered this, I think, on QVC, but I know that Ulta has it. And it comes with a sponge. My sponge is so dirty. I'm not even going to show you. I'm not even going to use it. But with this, you would just dab. Especially with this, you would dab. You do not rub. But this definitely helps with oily skin and setting, and I do love this product. But today, we're going to be using a powder. I'm using the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores. It's a translucent powder. And it looks like this. And yes, it's dirty. And then I'm just going to go in with a brush. A big fluffy brush. This is the Wayne Goss brush. I do not know which one it is. I'm just gonna go in and pat it on my face, starting down the center and working my way out. Or just dabbing, not rubbing. Right, and then after I've set it, I'm gonna go in with a brightener. I'm using the Shade and Light Kat Von D palette. And it just looks like this. I'm going to be going in with the lighter two under my eyes, just kind of tapping back and forth, and I'll be using a Stigma tapered highlight brush. This is F35. Yes, it's dirty. I know, I need to clean my brushes. I'm just going in and patting it across and sweeping back the other way. And same with this side, patting it across, and then starting from the outside and patting it back in. And then I'm going to go in with the middle one, which is this one, and just putting a little bit of bronzer or contouring on my cheeks. And you want to make sure that you blend, blend, blend. If you do have acne where you're putting this, you might want to skip this step because it can rub it off. Like this could be a problem, so I try not to. You might have to go back in with a concealer, or you just deal with the way it looks and call it a day. And then I'm going to go in and blend down my chin as well. I'm only getting like a little bit. You don't want too much down here. You can use the excess on your brush. An eyeshadow brush. This is a MAC brush. It was a Christmas series, a little mini one. It's a 286 SE. I just want a tip that looks like this. I'm just going to go back in with this middle one and contour the sides of my nose. I don't want too much, but I don't want to forget this part. And then get a little more and do the bottom of my nose. You want to not be able to tell you did it, but you also want to know that fake. So that's it. And then I'm going to be going in with a blush. I'm going to be using the Lorac Buildable Blush, which is matte in Cinematic. And it just looks like this. I'm going to be putting a little bit on, what brush is this? I'm going to be putting a little bit on this Real Techniques blush brush and just working it in and blending. You don't want to put any blush below the nose line, so you want to keep it above there, because then it'll droop your face down. And then that's it for my face, guys. This is all that I would do, and I'm going to go in and finish my makeup. you guys enjoyed. Thanks for coming. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And hit the bell to be notified of when I upload new videos. And I'll see you next time. Thanks.